Africa Global Radio. Our story, our growth, our future.
Headlines across Africa.
Welcome to Africa Global Radio. I'm Ethiopia-Somalia, bringing you headlines across Africa for Thursday, 11th of January. In today's bulletin, Ethiopia and Somaliland deal hosts a set of risks and opportunities in the Horn of Africa. We then unpack the significance and impact of South Africa's case at the International Court of Justice. And Cotonou's Voodoo Festival and Book Fair places the history of Africa by Africans center stage. The January 1st deal, which is best described as a recognition for sea access agreement between Ethiopia and Somaliland, is considered a critical achievement that will impact the international relations in the Western Indian Ocean and the Horn of Africa. With Ethiopia now having access to the Gulf of Aden, Somalia, which claims Somaliland as part of its territory, sees this deal as a breach of Somalian sovereignty and territorial integrity, a factor that may give reason for the AU and UN to review their non-recognition of Somaliland. Just north of Ethiopia, Sudan is now in its 9th month of devastating war, which is now expanding east despite the horrific record of over 12,000 murdered and over 7 million others displaced. One of the factors stemming from the evolving dynamics in Northeast Africa is whether Ethiopia will use its military presence in Somaliland to complement the British Royal Navy and US Navy mission to repel the largest Houthi drone and missile attack to date. South Africa's case against Israel is being heard today and tomorrow at the International Court of Justice. With millions of protesters following the case closely, it's important to understand the actual significance of the matter. Though the International Court of Justice has been around since 1945, its primary duty is to resolve legal disputes between states, meaning it is restricted to reviewing the legality of political standpoints, but it has no enforcement powers. Its findings and rulings can only be acted upon if the UN Security Council takes action, for example, by backing economic sanctions or embarking on a military response. It is therefore likely that one of the key things that will be unpacked in the ongoing hearings is the use of the term genocide as defined by the Genocide Convention. The definition states that genocide is any of a series of acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group, which include killings as well as causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group and imposing measures intended to prevent births or forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. The key word is the intent to harm a group. We can therefore expect that Israel's legal team may lean on the notion that Israel's official strategy is to remove Hamas, but this does not mean the Zionist campaign has the intention to kill Gazan innocents. The traditional day or Fête de Voodoo public holiday in Benin is held annually on January 10th throughout the country, but most notably in the city of Ouidah. The African Heritage History Book Fair, which took place yesterday in the city, aims to introduce the public to different aspects of African history and challenge foreign narratives. The book fair, which is part of the Voodoo Festival, features conferences, debates, film screenings, exhibitions, and books for discussion and reflection on African history, heritage, and ancestral values. This is proving to be an excellent platform for African researchers and historians specializing in heritage issues to present facts in their true context. Beninese writer Florent Kawozotti emphasizes the importance of providing a narrative that is in tune and in harmony with African realities, such as the need for the state to primarily honor the statue which captures the pride of the Beninese people, that is, the 30-meter-high monument called the Benin Amazon. Before we end this bulletin, I must celebrate Ghana's chef Failatu Abdul-Razak's victory as she sets a new Guinness Book World Record for cooking non-stop for more than 227 hours. Wrapped in her country's flag, Ms. Abdul-Razak brought the Cook-A-Thon to an emotional end with a salute to the crowd yesterday. And with that, we've come to the end of Headlines Across Africa with me, Itmiling Labakhambi. Join us again tomorrow for our final bulletin of the week, right here on Africa Global Radio.
For this and more, check us out on africaglobalradio.com. On Facebook and YouTube, Africa Global Radio. On Twitter and Instagram, AF Global Radio.